What if I told you that over 600 million acres of the United States is publicly accessible to you and me? I think that's a pretty awesome thing, but certain members of the United States government at this point in time do not, and they want to steal that land from you and me and sell it to developers under the guise of solving the housing crisis or whatever it is they might say. But the fact of the matter is these lands are valued by the American people, they are needed by American wildlife, and they're amazing places that you can take your family and go adventure and explore and do whatever you want, really, as long as you're complying with local regulations. These lands are here for the benefit and enjoyment of the people. So what we're going to do today is pick a random place on public land here in Alabama, and I'm going to go explore it. I'm going to go check out a place I have never been and see what kind of animals we can turn up and what kind of wildlife we might see along the way. So without wasting any more time, join me as we go check out and appreciate a chunk of public land that I've never explored before. Oh, there's a cottonmouth right there. Holy crap, I'm just trying to run an intro, and here's one of our main targets for the day. Right here, where I'm trying to run an intro. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. The creek we're going to be walking today is actually a creek that I was hoping would have cottonmouths, but I wasn't sure it would because of just how kind of montane and atypical the habitat is for cottonmouths. But we are in Alabama where they live in just about anything. So very, very cool. Beautiful snake to start the day. I'll get some quick shots of this guy and then I will get back to running my intro, which he so rudely interrupted. All right, buddy, I'll leave you to your morning. He was just cruising along the bank here, presumably hunting for frogs and other things he could eat. Very, very cool way to start the day. It is unreal how beautiful this place is. Like I said, I've never been here before. I had no idea that this was quite this awesome looking when I planned this trip. I knew it was going to be at the very least decent, but this place is fantastic. The water is so clear. I mean, look at this. Once the sun's actually hitting it, I'll be able to see into the water really well today and hopefully find some turtles. But for now, we're still waiting for the sun to really get up and light the creek up well. And around that time, it's going to start getting hot. Let's see what we got here. We have some native Alimia snails. These are really good turtle food. Definitely a good thing to see. The fresh waters of Alabama have some of the highest diversity of freshwater ecosystems on the planet. And that is another really cool thing about this area being publicly accessible, is all of that biodiversity is preserved for the benefit of the American people and anybody who wants to visit. It's pretty fantastic if you ask me. But yeah, we're hoping to see some cottonmouths in here today. We know they're here now for sure. And it looks fantastic for turtles too. There should be a couple of species of very cool turtle in here as well. I don't know that for certain either because I've never been here, but you know, I can be reasonably certain that there's at least one or two species of turtle in here that we don't see very often on the channel. And then two channels off to the sides. Oh, a three-line salamander. Hold up. Oh, wow, holy crap. Look at him on that log right there. That's so cool. All right, here's our first species of salamander for the day. A nice three-line salamander. I just flipped under a log in the middle of the creek, and then he swam across this swift section and landed right there. Very, very cool salamander. Big species of Eurecia, pretty common. And honestly, this is not really classic three-line salamander habitat. Kind of interesting to see this guy here. It's also not super surprising. They can be found basically anywhere. Here is another absolutely massive specimen of the three-line salamander. This guy has got to be about as big as this species gets. If I can get him to kind of come up where we can see him again. Man, they're so good at finding holes. Look at this. He's just gone under here. Look at the length on that guy. All right, guys, we've made it about half a mile upstream. So far, our species list is sitting at 2. We've seen one cottonmouth and then a couple of three-line salamanders. And I did lose a snake that jumped in the creek out of a tree that I wasn't able to identify. So stuff's here. It's just proving a little hard to get right now. It's still really early, though. You can see the sun is just barely above the trees. And it's not really hitting much of the creek yet. Hopefully things will turn around once it's getting a little more light, but I'm just enjoying being out here right now. This is a fantastic place to walk around. Looks super good. I'm sure there's more in store. Alright guys, we started walking at 7 a.m. Alabama time and it's now 8:45, so we've been out here a minute, just seen the one cottonmouth. I have now seen two mysterious snakes plop into the water without getting an ID on them. Almost certainly Nerodia or queen snakes. Check that guy out. That is a freshly emerged, presumably freshly emerged Dobson fly larvae. Let's see if I can get over to this guy. These guys are really cool, gnarly insects that have an aquatic larval stage. I don't know if this is a metamorph or an adult that came down here to lay eggs. Seems to be all right though, it's not dead or anything. These guys have big gnarly pinchers on them, but they're completely harmless. And their larvae are popular as fishing bait. They're called Helgermites. You can see even just like putting him on my hand, he doesn't really care to bite me or anything. He's just hanging out, just a guy hanging out, just like me. Doesn't even care to pinch me when I touch his pinchers. What a bro. All right, guys, we're finally getting into some snakes. And by that, I mean, here's one more cottonmouth. Beautiful cottonmouth, though. That thing is super nice. Hopefully he'll let me get a camera photo of him. I'm definitely gonna try to get him somewhere we can get a better look at him either way. But I'm gonna try to get a camera photo while he's sitting here so perfectly. All right, I got a couple safety shots. I'm gonna try to get a few more once we get him up on the bank. Man, I love taking out and putting my camera up while I'm standing in the middle of the creek. It's just such an easy and intuitive thing to do. All right, let's get a look at this guy. This is gonna be fun. He's probably gonna fly off into the water. Holy crap, he's so dark. Man, okay, he's going towards the bank. That's good. Smart cottonmouth. You have to be conscious that there could be more, while also trying to secure this guy where we can get a good look at him. I mean, they could be above us in this laurel. As you guys know, they tend to come in little groups, so we definitely have to be careful. But I want to look at this one because it's beautiful. See if we can get him to swim upstream. Maybe even come towards us. Oh no, that's not what we want. Alright, he's underwater right here. He's gone under as in an attempt to escape us. There we go. Hello, bud. That is so beautiful. His belly is solid black. Please remain cordial with us as we walk out of this slightly sketchy situation in hopes that there are no of your friends above us in the tree. Holy cow. What a stunner. He's so dark. That is fantastic. Never touch a venomous snake like this, by the way. Goes without saying for most people, but I've been doing this my whole life. You can see I've got him perfectly restrained so he can't come and get me. Wow, what an animal though. He is so beautiful. Let's put him right here in the sun. Oh my goodness. All right guys, well unfortunately that cottonmouth was able to find a hole underwater while I was trying to get my camera out to get pictures of him. But that thing was stunning. Hopefully the GoPro footage came out and really displayed just how nice that snake was. I love a dark cottonmouth. They are so cool looking when they get almost melanistic like that. But they still have those hints of like vibrant white and yellow in the bands. Just a fantastic looking snake. And once again, what I did there was not safe unless you have a lot of experience doing this like me. So obviously never try that with a cottonmouth. As relaxed as they can be compared to other venomous snakes, they are still more than capable and willing to bite. But I did want to make sure we got at least a little bit of video of that guy, and we were able to. So mission accomplished. Second cottonmouth of the day, second snake we've gotten a good look at today. It's currently 9:30 a.m. Alabama time, which would be 10:30 Georgia time. And we have gone 1.5 miles upstream from where we started. So We've not covered a lot of ground, but considering we're walking in waist-deep water, getting distracted every once in a while, we're doing pretty good. I've still got at least another 1.5 miles, probably closer to 2 or 3 miles upstream that I think I can go today. And we're gonna try to do that. I've got enough water to get me out of here, I think, once I decide I'm done. Really the biggest threat to us continuing to have a good time today, I think, will be potential pop-up thunderstorms. So right there was the first stretch of the creek I've actually had to get out because the creek was too deep to pass without flooding my pack. And we're back to just ankle, maybe knee deep at best, crystal clear water. When the sun hits it, you can really see just how clear this creek is in most places. But it gets kind of murky towards the banks, and that's how I lost that cotton. Well, right here, and I'm not going to show it because it's gross, I just found a dead river cooter sitting on the side of the creek. I thought it was alive at first. It was not. So there's our first confirmed turtle species in here. Not that we didn't already know they would be in here based on the fact that it's a body of water in Alabama. That right there looks like another dead native mussel. Not sure what species. There's a cave up here. By the looks of things, might not be very big. Not a legit cave, but would be a nice place to spend the night if you were in need, sheltered from the elements. All right, guys, 10 a.m. Alabama time update. It's getting cloudy, and that does not bode well for my thunderstorm concerns. I've only seen one place so far that I could feasibly shelter from a thunderstorm, and it was that cave. So if it starts to look like we're gonna have a storm, I might have to head back to the cave. So I heard something jump in the water as I approached this brush pile. You can barely see a cottonmouth there. That's not what jumped in the water. I don't know what that was, but this is a much bigger cottonmouth. There's his head. Look at that guy. Very nice. Number 3. At least confirmed number 3. Very, very cool. Things are chugging along nicely. You can tell we've got a nice thick layer of cloud cover because of how open this guy is exposed sitting out. If it was sunny right now, he probably would be cooking right there and tucked in a little better. Very nice. No need to mess with that guy since he's just chilling and is not nearly as nice as the first 2 we lost already. We'll just leave him to it. Doing a little tail wag. All right, guys, we are at the point where GoPro space is becoming a little limited just because of how long we... Whoa, there's another cottonmouth. We just had one, and here's yet another. I'm gonna put this on my head so I can appropriately work with this guy. Maybe we're getting into him. This is by far the biggest one yet. Hey. Hey, bud. Look at you. Stunner. Just doing a little wag on the stick. All right, we continue to find these guys in some of the worst places in the whole creek for video. The easiest place to work with this guy is actually out in the water because the banks are so entangled. He gets up on the snake hook and it's pretty cooperative, but beautiful snake yet again. This one's very dark as well. You can see his belly. It's actually solid black in places. That's crazy. You can see I'm right here. He's not making any effort to chase me or attack me. If he wanted to actually come after me, there wouldn't be much I could do about it in the water because he is much faster than I am. But you can see he just wants to go back to his little island right there. We will leave him in peace. I think he actually went... Yeah, he's got a hole up under it. Very nice. It's cottonmouth number 4. Number 3 was just over there on that little island. So maybe we're getting into a hot spot finally. All right, it is 11 a.m. and we have officially made it 2 miles upstream without leaving the creek for more than a minute or two to look at stuff on the sides or escape a giant hole. Still not a single turtle to be seen, but we have seen quite a few snakes at this point. Only ones I've been able to get video of have been cottonmouths because everything else will just jump in the creek after I get anywhere near something like that. Well, it took all day, but there's our first turtle, a big female river cooter. I'm gonna go grab her before she has a chance to escape and we'll get a better look. I got the GoPro running. Look at you. Oh, she's gorgeous. Not even really trying to escape, just sitting here tucked into her shell. Freaking spiders. Let's get her. Oh my goodness, she's beautiful. Hello. Hello, gorgeous. Oh, you're missing your front feet, both of them. Really? Both front feet. How did you manage that? Raccoon? She's even got a little bit of... Wow. You are gnarly. Look at that. A lot of her tail looks to be missing. Goodness gracious. You've been through it. So obviously this lady has been through it, and she has some pretty serious wounds that need to heal. I mean, it looks like they're starting to heal, but whatever got her arms didn't happen that long ago. And I would bet money it was one of two things, a raccoon or an otter. Nature is pretty ruthless in and of itself, but very, very cool to finally get a turtle in hand. Big female eastern river cooter. And she seems pretty healthy, aside from the fact that both of her front feet are missing. Really nuts. Well, between the dead river cooter and what was left of the live one, we might have enough parts to combine and create one full turtle for the day. Kind of crazy, especially to see the cooter in this stretch of the creek that's really narrow and rocky. I would have expected to see them in the deeper, wider sections. And it's not, they do like rocky areas like this because of all the algae. You see this, all this algae and moss that grows on the rocks is what they eat. River cooters are herbivores, unlike a lot of our other native turtles, which prefer to eat invertebrates and mollusks. Very cool to see. Hopefully that's a good indicator that this last bit of the creek will be good for turtles, or at least maybe one or two turtles. Finally, it finally happened. This is our main turtle target for the day, the striped-necked musk turtle, as found right here, just chilling out on the bottom of this little open area. And then right over here on the bank, there's another cotton. I'm gonna pick this guy up real quick. Oh my goodness. That is so cool. And then we'll go over here, take a look at Mr. Grumpy on the bank. Looks like another pretty one. Hey, bud. How's it going? What, was that even a strike? I mean, come on, dude. As you can see, he's very interested in pursuing me. Well, that is quite the duo. Beautiful cottonmouth right next to our first striped neck musk turtle of the day. Here's a little bit of video of this cottonmouth when it was swimming underwater, which is something they actually do pretty commonly, despite the myths that say otherwise. It is true that you will usually see them swimming with their head out of the water, but they do dive down underwater to escape predators and to look for food, so it's not really an uncommon thing to see. Well, I regret to inform you that in my attempt to juggle looking at both the cottonmouth and the musk turtle, I lost the musk turtle. Would have much preferred to lose the cottonmouth since we've seen way more of those, but hopefully seeing that guy means that we are getting into a better stretch. And like I said, we don't have all that much creek left to walk, so I'm going to just be very meticulous about this final stretch. We know the turtles are here. Hopefully some of the underwater video I got of both of those guys came out decent. All right, guys, next up we have the American bullfrog. Just saw this guy jump in and was somehow able to track him down in the water. Very, very cool. Very common frog, but not something we actually get our hands on super often just because of how big they are. Those long legs are built for escaping predators, so when these guys start jumping, it's kind of hard to keep up with them, especially if they get into the water before you're able to grab them. But very nice looking frog. We'll just see if I can get him to do his thing. I'm sure he will. He's just got to whoop. Well, we've done it. We've walked 3.6 miles upstream to the northern terminus of where I expected to go today. And I've turned around, I'm started back. The sky's getting mighty cloudy up there, and I just heard a little rumble of thunder. There's a little bit of a coolness to the breeze all of a sudden, and I fear I may be cooked. I'm gonna start my way back to the car and hope that the sky does not decide to unleash holy hell upon me between here and there. Well, I very nearly lost the turtle and got bit in the attempt to catch it, but there is a adult male spiny softshell turtle. These guys are not nearly as big as the females. They do get a little bit bigger than this, of course, but you can see he's packing the heat. And he's quite displeased with me. Look at that. They have such personable faces. Really, really awesome turtles. And this one is beautiful. I'll get some quick shots of this guy and then we'll let him zoom back into this really, really shallow, riffly portion of the creek. This guy's probably digging up mussels and stuff like the other turtles would be. Very, very cool. All right, big guy. There you go. He kind of sticks out against that black dirt on the bottom. You can see he was not too difficult to spot, just difficult to catch. All right, we got a nice peaceful drizzle happening right now. It actually feels pretty fantastic. I'm not gonna complain about that. I guess I'll just kind of stick to the course for now. And if it really starts pouring, I might have to hustle a bit to get back to one of those rock overhangs that I can keep my gear dry under. Look at this goofball. Thinks he's hiding. I'm honestly not even sure what this is. Whoop, I got him. What are you? A male cooter. A stunning male cooter. It's also entirely possible this is a young female and I'm just dumb. Based on the tail, it definitely looks more like a female. Short claws also kind of makes me lean female. But I'm no Greg, I'm not great at sexing a lot of turtles because I just don't have much experience with them. But I would call this a young female if I had to guess. Very, very pretty turtle. Glad we were able to get hands on another one. Hey. Look at that clear water. Oh no. That's not what we like to see. I'm gonna get away from that. All right, everybody. Well, I would call this morning a pretty great success. I am definitely a little disappointed that I lost the only musk turtle of the morning before getting a good photo of it, but it's pretty par for the course with me. You'll know how it goes. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to come back here and find plenty more in the future. And I plan to do that pretty soon. I definitely want to come back and get back into this creek on another day. Just see how it goes. Today was good, but every time you go to a place like this, you learn something, you come back and you hit it better next time. But the point of this video was to just show you guys how easy it is to go out onto public land and have a great time. Whether you find reptiles and amphibians or not, it's always great to just be in a place as pristine as this and the many other public lands scattered across the United States. I truly wish we had more of them, and it is pretty crazy that I have to make this kind of video because there is a real threat coming from our own government here in the United States of selling off Western public lands. Not completely relevant to where I am right now, but if the same thing was happening here, I would be up in arms about it as well. So for my Western people whose favorite place may be at risk of being sold, I feel for you. I'm on your side. The fact that conservation properties on the other side of the country are being sold is enough to piss me off. I don't even know what I would do if it was the lands here within a couple of hours of my own home that were up for sale. So it's truly infuriating. This is something we have to deal with. But I also truly believe that this is a bipartisan issue. I think we can all come together and agree that these places hold tremendous value to the American people. And you could even say, this is America. This right here. This is what our country is built on top of. And it's our responsibility to preserve what little of it we have left for future generations and for ourselves. So regardless of what the latest headline might say, I don't think any of us should let up. I think we should continue to nail the point home. Call our senators repeatedly. Call everybody you can in the United States government, everybody who represents you and where you live, and tell them that you oppose the sale of public lands. I'm happy to say that when I contacted my senators here in Georgia, I got a very encouraging reply from both of them that they are in opposition of the sale of public land anywhere in the country. I was thinking about staying and night cruising, and I still kind of want to, but I am absolutely pooped after that hike. I mean, almost 4 miles one way up creek is pretty rough on the body. You know, it's not really a crazy day for me to do 12 miles of hiking, but the fact that it's over this kind of terrain just makes those 4 miles extra painful. I bonked my shin in a big way, and I have a huge knot right there because I just, simply kicked the log. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed today as much as I have. I'm probably going to put this up as its own video, and then we'll come back and do a public land night cruising episode in the same area or maybe somewhere else. Because that is another great thing public lands offer, especially here on the East Coast where there's a lot more people that are more evenly spread out than on the West Coast, where people are largely concentrated in cities. Large wilderness areas like public land provide quiet back roads that are the safest place and often the most productive places to cruise for snakes. A lot of the cruising I do in Georgia is not on public land, and it's oftentimes incredibly stressful and incredibly heartbreaking to see all the snakes that get run over on those roads. So anytime I do venture to an area like this to night cruise, it's always refreshing to not have to deal with a bunch of traffic and to see more live snakes than dead. So that's something you guys have to look forward to. I've tremendously enjoyed this hike as much as it has beat me, and I'm really excited to come back and check this area out in the future again. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think down below. Let me know if you're planning on letting your representatives know what you think about the sale of public lands in the United States. And I will see you guys in the next episode, where hopefully we will still have all of our public land intact.